Rachel, I want to say about her is that I was all the time finding her poems on the internet, and I saw everything about her all around me. And I think I did make you my friend, right? I think I was like, you are my friend now, and I love you. But Rachel makes me so happy because she is herself in everything that she does, and she is like blatantly fucking fierce. And here she comes.
All right. Shout out to generalized anxiety disorder. Give it up if you cried in a public bathroom recently. You know. So, my brilliant friend, Shira Ehrlichman, is a poet out of New York. And she gave me a prompt to name my anxiety. Like, not like puppies are an anxiety trigger for me. No, like she was like, give it like a legal government name. And I was like, okay. So this is called What Betty Davis Made Me Do. 1962 Betty Davis, in too much rouge and a baby doll dress, lives in the upstairs apartment in my head. She's an awful tenant. She vacillates between draped serene across my skull and a piano key cyclone banging out a trapped pigeon symphony against the walls and the windows. She steers all of the laughter at my back, charges a nickel for a peek at my naked and aging fingers. Betty Davis pedal pushes the crank on my jaw, an insecure gramophone, apologizing for all of the broken glass in my feet and the bloody dance step diagram I've left on the good rug. She runs the well-meaning neighbors from the porch with a glare and a cackle, and she shouts all of the fireflies down from the sky. She is a booming voice demand at the top of the stairs that I stop my sniveling. She stands ready with loaded hands to the small of my back, tells me how I would make such a lovely spill, as I am made up of the most triumphant of waste. Every time she makes a run for my fingernails, I change the locks. But Betty Davis is a crafty squatter, knows where all the loose floorboards are. My love, he is a matchmaker, threatens to smoke her out, wedges matchsticks up my spine. She quiets at the smell of sulfur. I am a beautiful fire risk. He is a patient burn victim just waiting to happen. Last week was the anniversary of two things. One of them being this book that I published last year with Timber Mouse Publishing. It's called Fat Girl Finishing School. It's $15. I have a few copies with me. You can pick them up. I take credit cards. Boom, that's business, right? I also have some fun stickers that say "Eat the Patriarchy," and you can buy that for $1 or get a free one with your book purchase. Because, you know. Let's see, what else? The second anniversary is a less happy one. It also happened on Summit Street. And I wrote a poem about it, and it's about that time of year. It's Halloween. People like to get insensitive. So, yeah, and this is like one of those poems that would have like the Law and Order like doink doink sound because it's a true story. So, yeah, I'm gonna read this, even though it makes me really uncomfortable. But yeah, for uncomfortableness, what? It's called Tragedy. You know, they used to call us tragedies for the Negro blood running underground beneath safe house skin. One drop, they said. sure to drive us mad with mixed up impurity, a telltale heart of have slamming against the service entrance of have not, skin the color of survivor's guilt, we hand over gasping mouth, lest we give ourselves away to be hanged too. We tragedies. Nowadays, they count us mile marker on the road to some ivory-bricked post-racial promised land, a utopia where Jim Crow is a blue-eyed tweeting sparrow, where the N-word is not offensive, but to call someone a racist is, where privilege does not wipe her feet, but rather shows up to your house on Halloween, wearing your history smeared across her face, a burnt cork and bleeding joke, a flickering white flame inside a carved-out Aunt Jemima. She informs us that it is time now to laugh at this, dances to the sound of our hearts banging against the floorboards, chides us to lower our voice before we even know we're screaming, and we are screaming. Reminds us to know our place before we drag this whole party down, tells us the burning cross on the front lawn is a bonfire warm up to this. The house may well have been completely submerged for all the underwater scream I was that night. The party guests a smack of absent-minded water lilies posing for picture, proud as any lynching day postcard, while I stumbled out of my own house, scraping mud from behind my teeth. There have been too many fathers buried in poplar tree neckties. Too many mothers in hangman's pearls for me to be run from my own house, for me to laugh at the corpse this privileged girl has split wide and worn like a party dress, for me to quiet the rhythm in my blood, for me to be a tragedy still, for me to be anything less than a screaming revolt. So don't do blackface or I'll come flip your tables over. Because that's what happened. A girl showed up at my crib in blackface and I went all the way ham and I flipped some tables over. But my roommates did nothing, so I packed a bag and left my house. So don't be that person. You know, that's all. This is some new. Like, I just read it for the first time last night and it's still all scratched up. It's called Intersectional Feminism, aka actual fucking feminism plays the dozens with white feminism. Yeah. White feminism is as feminist as sweet and low is sugar. White feminism is as feminist as Dr. Pepper is a medical doctor. White feminism is as feminist as an orgasm with Donald Trump is real, as Iggy Azalea is hip-hop, as Rachel Dolez is black. White feminism wants you to know about this hot new trend called cornrows, how to make your lips fuller, that Kim Kardashian made big booties desirable, where to buy your war bonnet for Coachella. White feminism got one black friend, calls itself intersectional, still shows up to your Halloween party in blackface though, still wants to know if it can say the N-word since it knows all the words to a Tupac song though, thinks Beyonce is overrated but Taylor Swift is a feminist icon though, thinks twerking is cute on Miley, but wants to know why Nicki don't respect herself though. White feminism is so white, it doesn't understand why you just don't like Lena Dunham. White feminism is so white. It's a white woman in dreadlocks trying to host a writing retreat on an old plantation. White feminism thinks she can reclaim this space. White feminism acts like it wasn't her fucking space to begin with. I see you, Annie DeFranco. All of white feminism's favorite favorite jokes have black women as the punchline and wants to know why you ain't laughing. White feminism is so white, it applauded Patricia Arquette's award show speech, but criticized Viola Davis for making it about race. White feminism wants to know why it's always gotta be about race. White feminism don't see color. White feminism is so white, Meryl Streep poses in t-shirts about it. White feminism swears it will unlock all of these patriarchal doors if we will just hoist her through the window on our backs. It's always someone else's back, isn't it? White feminism is so white, it's like it's not even feminism at all. All right, I got one more. Yeah, am I good for one more? I got time. I'm looking at Amy and she's just staring at me, so I'm like, okay. I'll read this one. I used to have this memorized, but I smoked too much pot. What? Huh? I didn't say that. That's on camera. Don't tell my grandma. She'll be sad.
Does she know how to use the YouTube?
She does not.
Good.
She doesn't even know how to make her Nokia candy bar phone like stop making that little bug screensaver fly at it, so. We're good.
We'll edit that out.
Do what you got to. Glory in two parts. One, what you think you mean when you say that I glorify obesity is that I am an undeserved celebration, a gluttonous mass of unrepent, a patron saint of unhealth, that I am a pageant of sloth and wheeze and uncontrol, a gasping heart Madonna. You think you mean how can she possibly raise her fat face to the sun in worship rather than submitting to the gravity of shame? That I am a sickness rolled in caramel and body glitter, a fatted gold calf in a sugar-glazed crown. That my very existence blesses other massive bodies, entices them to drink from a chalice of my own toxic blood and melt dignity into hot spit on their tongues, begs them to believe the body, no matter the mass, is something sweet. I am congealed blasphemy. When you say that I glorify obesity, you think you mean, how dare she? Two, what you actually mean when you say that I glorify obesity is that indeed I am glorious. Because who would not exalt something as miracle as a living body? You mean to say that I carry this body every day like a sacrament, to revere the way that I keep rising and rising and rising despite a world who does not want the truth of me? You mean to say that I am a cup runneth over, that my walk, it preaches a gospel of rubbing thighs, that my arm fat jiggles a pair of fleshy tambourines, that my ass sways like a well-trained choir, that my fupa is an altar built around something holy and worth bowing down to. Sorry. Now you can be the devil I dance away, or you can come dance your devils away with me. Hating my body will not absolve you of your own shameful sins against yours. And I will not carry them on my back either. I will just be this one-woman tent revival with the lights on late, sweat slick, and handing out glory. What you actually mean when you say that I glorify obesity is hallelujah. So come on and say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sing it to the rafters, hallelujah. Say hallelujah to the back fats. Say hallelujah to the generous rolls of flesh. Hallelujah to the cellulite. Say hallelujah to the stretch marks. Hallelujah to the still thumping heart. Say it with me, hallelujah.